I'm sorry. We got to do something different every time.
Exactly.
Hi.
Evening,
I'm
everybody.
Randy. This is Michael.
Hello.
We are Shiori Okami Kai. Yes.
Don't ask me.
Inuchidokiru, School of the Tree of Life. We're going to give you a little bit of things on blocks and parries and how to do things like that. We're not going to really throw people down today. It's all good and fun, but not everything ends with you people putting it on the ground.
There's too much to fall into.
Yeah.
But we'll get back to that when we have more space.
We're gonna talk about blocks and kicks and killing vermin, and we know a lot of vermin.
Yeah, I was about to say, we do know a lot of vermin. There's a lot of vermin roaming in our lives right now.
Yes.
That's neither here nor there, no. Though.
So we're gonna talk about blocks and parries. Maybe next video we'll do a breakdown of a kata. One of the more common katas, such as let's say Kinan Shodan. Be one of the first katas you would learn. So actually for us, the first kata you would learn is Junya Ippo, which means 12 steps.
Not to be confused with
The 12
AAs.
steps, yeah.
Yeah. Not related.
No, these 12 steps are actual steps. So, now that we've killed enough time,
Yep.
what we're going to do is we're going to show you a couple of blocks. Well, actually, we're going to show you a lot of blocks
Exactly.
and parries that you can use in fight situations, and we're going to show that there's different ways to use these blocks. If you take in martial arts, you might notice there's a lot of times they teach you to step forward, and we'll show you the step forward and to step backwards and how it works with that.
I'm gonna push you in, Bronxy.
To anybody who can hear the background noise, that's there's been a cat problem. My face is kind of justification of that.
Yeah, my cat decided he wanted to redecorate his face a little bit and add some detail.
I've got some decompression holes, so to speak.
So, the first block we're going to do it's called an inside middle block, and it's done to the center of the body here. So when he punches, stepping in, I come in here. Now, when we do it slowly, he comes in, I step, and I'm actually bringing my arm, instead of across the body here, I'm bringing it across here, and then up and over. So there's a hip shift in there that brings his whole body off to the side. Now this leaves him open here, and leaves his leg open. So if I want to, I can come in through here and take him down. Shown from the opposite side, it's here. That leaves him open here. Step here, takes him down. And when we're doing it with a step backwards, it looks like this. I still have my foot forward here, but now I have his wrist back here.
And also, if anyone did not see the mild jerk that I had when he stopped from his guard, I have actually lost my footing because of him stepping back. His step back actually makes me step forward, which makes me lose my balance.
Now I'm actually going to do it the right way, which is stepping with this foot. So we're going to do this again. So he comes in, and it takes him off balance. He kind of makes fun of me because I do this almost like slapping his hand out of the way.
It is pretty funny though.
It looks like I'm slapping him.
He's flamboyantly defending himself.
And what's really going on is I'm actually just bringing my arm across and then down. And when I do that, that's what pulls him off. Stepping back it helps the whole thing. So here. And then leg. So that's the inside middle block. We go with the outside middle block. Now, if you've been in martial arts, you've seen it where it's a block where you come around this way. We don't teach it that way. I've had a couple other instructors that taught me a little bit differently, more efficient way to do it. And once they taught me that, I was like, that's it. I love that. It's perfect because instead of coming around, you drop the elbow in and shoot out.
And personally, for someone like me, the shoulder that I usually defend myself with, I have no range of motion to do that guard properly how I've been taught prior. So this method we're going to be showing is actually better if you have shoulder problems or have a limited range of motion with your arms. So, right.
Yep. He's gonna come in, boom, and I'm here. And once again, he's open here. He's open here. His leg is here, so I can clip his leg here and pull him down. That's the first one. Yeah, and then here, once again, see I stepped in. That threw him off balance because I caught him like right behind the elbow. We do slowly. I caught him right there, and that actually, so I shift my weight. When I shift my hips, it moves off to the side. It's still the center of my body. I just move my body here. That's what's making him go off balance. So we step back. It does a similar effect, except when you step back, it does a more of a draw in. So that's the outside middle block. For a they call rising block. Rising block, you see it done in classes where it's done up, just rise up like this. That is, technically that's a rolling block. Because what a rolling block is, everyone who's a mister this, he can punch, it rolls up that way. And it works, it's fine. It's not a bad block, but the age-uke is a rising block, which comes through the middle, and then the elbow comes out and rises up.
What you would actually use a rolling block for is if you are being hit with a semi-blunt object, like a small stick, a piece of PVC pipe, that would be the most immediate use for it because you are blocking your skull with the meat of your forearm. However, the rising block is actually more useful against physical attacks through a body, fists and so forth. So,
Rising block.
Example A.
So we're going to come in. So wait. Rolling block. The rolling block. Boom. So rolling block, as he comes in, like you were saying, it rolls that.
Which is causing my arms to go up, which leaves me a bit open to react before he will react faster than I because I have to reaffirm where I'm going to be coming back from.
Then once I get it here, and I've got my arm here, I can grab a hold of it.
And because I'm in this position, he can just stab me with my own weapon. And I'm gone.
Or I can
take it away, proceeding to beat me senseless. Get a real painting with that one.
You can run into him and then pull it back.
Either way is good as long as they're disabled.
Straighten my necklaces out.
There you go.
Okay, so rising block, like I said, it comes to the middle, it goes up. And it threw him off balance just from that. Now I want to point out that the rising block doesn't end with my forearm up, it ends with my forearm at an angle here. all I've done is I've come up and I've raised my arm like this. It looks like I'm blocking here, but I'm here. Forearm is down. And slowly,
Oh, my mistake. You said slowly and I went too quickly.
slowly he comes in, up.
And we were at a quandary because we could both attack each other.
Yep, at this point he can still hit me, which means I have to like defend there. When you're fighting, you have to keep your eyes open for these things. And honest to goodness, until I looked down and saw his hand, he could have punched me before I realized it. So I'm gonna be quite clear that he would have had me on that one.
If this was a reaction-based demonstration, legitimately would have punched him in the stomach before he could, because by the time he's blocked me, if I don't react and I have an opening, he has the advantage.
Yes.
But as you can see from that, we both had the opportunity to hit each other. It's who reacts the quickest with the opening they are presented with, which is a good strategy even by itself.
Yeah.
If you see the opening and you don't take advantage and your life is in danger, you really should take the advantage while you have it, lest your opponent or your attacker use your opening of thinking too hard or not thinking at all, and they just mow you down, which we've seen happen.
Yeah. Now, we're still doing rising block. Yeah. I'm going to,
Would you like to left or the right?
right here. So you can see this. Now this one, he kind of strangled a little bit because I came under his elbow. That came very close to my head. Which is okay. I mean, if you get grazed, don't worry about it. Don't want to get hit. That's the point of these things, is you don't want to get hit. Now I've got it right where his arm is. He's got him stretched out. I've got his ribs here. So in order for him to punch me in this position, it's harder.
And my blow won't be as effective as it could be if I was actually standing face to face.
Yeah.
Because the amount of power I have in my turn, it's punching him is a waste of my time. I better actually defend myself from what he might do to me.
Yeah. Also, just because I have his arm here doesn't mean that he cannot retract it.
Or I can drop it.
Yep. He can still hit me in the head. And there's lots of techniques you can do that with. I've actually been in one where some guy blocked me with a rising block because I came at him with an elbow strike. I came up like this. He blocked me and I went, whoop. Straight in the head.
It's the reverse of Rock of Soccer Robots. You're trying to hit their head down instead of hitting their head up.
So, blocks and parries do work, but you have to be careful on how you use them. Now we're going to do it with a step backwards. That was a horrible one.
Alright. That was my fault. I went at an angle. So.
Alright, so
My head's a little screwed up from your cat.
yeah,
There we go.
that actually stretches him out, because now, in order to get closer to me, he's got to take a step forward, but I can still hit him.
And for me to step forward actually gives me less range to put power into my punch. Because if I do that, I'm now caught completely, and I have nothing to defend from him kicking me in the sternum or in the kneecap.
Or kneecap, or
I think the sternum would have been more available at that point. Just kick me straight and boot me in the stomach.
well, you know me. Knees are my favorite. I'm nobody's knees friend.
Exactly.
I love knees. They don't love me.
They kneel to you, so to speak.
Yes. Yes. I like to take a knee and put it where it belongs on the ground.
He plants humans. That's what he's trying to say.
Now our next block, these are all basic blocks. These are stuff you learn to begin with, and then as you work in martial arts, you're going to develop these, because honest to goodness, you learn to punch and kick, and you learn to do all these blocks at the beginning, and from that point on, you just work on developing and perfecting those techniques as you go. You get to be a black belt by starting off with all the basics, and when you end, well, you don't really end at black belt.
There is no end to this. This is a lifetime of practice, training, and knowledge.
When you acquire a black belt, you're still doing those basics, but you're doing those basics at a more perfected level than you started at. So that's all really being a black belt becomes. It becomes a mindset and a discipline.
And
Of actually
also-
training and working regularly.
Through no matter what you're taught, how you are taught, what you are presented with, from beginning to the later stages at like black belt, your personal style on how to do certain moves might actually make it better. And then there are teachers who will say you've actually made it less effective. Always go with what is effective for you, that you know will work for you. This is not, you cannot just cookie cutter everybody with these teachings. It becomes personal, it becomes individual over the time of your training, your understanding of what this move does, how to utilize this move, what would be best for you given your size, your weight, your speed, your punching power, your pain tolerance in my case.
Another case in point, my hips don't allow me to kick very high. I can kick him,
However, if you look at my kick range,
he can kick me in the head.
quite easily, except if he stood still. If you were actually trying to dodge, you'd be screwed.
If we were to fight, most of my kicks would end up in his chest or on his legs. Mostly because that's a little bit how I was trained, but also that's where my range of motion is because my hips don't allow me to kick very high. Now forward, that's another story.
Yeah, you could probably kick me in the chin with that. That wasn't chin. I think if you go just a little bit higher, your toes would have touched chin.
Yep, no. You see the look on his face, it was great. He didn't expect that.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I guess that you get back from me for putting the foot so close.
my front kick can actually go higher than my side kicks. So any side kick I do is usually going to end up in the stomach, chest, or I'm going to actually, I would actually side kick someone right in the knee because I'm just mean like that.
Exceptionally perfection at that point because no one needs a knee in a fight. Not when you're the aggressor being taken down.
No, you come against me and there's like 5 of you. Yeah, one of you is going to be, or about 4 of y'all are going to be missing knees.
Someone's gonna need that halo for their leg with the pins, keeping it here like, yeah, you ain't coming out of this for a few months.
Next block. It's called Gate on Barai. They call it a low block. The translation of Gate on Barai is a low sweeping block. Gate on meaning low, Barai, sweeping block. That's because the motion is a sweeping motion from top to bottom. It ends low. Now there's another one that's called a sweeping block that is actually done mid-range and out. And that is actually to stop kick. That one's actually to stop kicks, like here. Or if he kicks with that leg, here.
I actually like that block because when you utilize that against someone else who kicks like I do, once you have that leg locked up, all the fun begins.
Yeah,
I'll throw a kick my way.
you have the low sweep. You have the sweeping block, which is done differently than the low sweeping block, which is actually used against punches. Which he's heard it, I've heard it, and we're going to correct that right here. Gate on Barai, low sweeping block, is not used for kicks.
Nope, it is ineffective because why would you have two moves that are similar, but one has the hand extended to the outside of your body to catch a kick? Why would you have your arm blocking with your knuckles facing down to block a physical strike to your torso? That makes no sense. There would only be one of those moves with one set of use. There's actually two. One is to catch, one is to block. If you're going to catch, do not leave your hand in a fist because you will just let them roll off your arm and go back for another kick.
The other thing is, we're going to show Gate on Barai being used against a kick.
I've actually kicked him in the back and the side because the motion to get my leg, the motion to keep his torso defended is useless. Its ending position is useless for kicks.
Just to prove a point, do a front kick.
I've still made contact. I've still kicked him in the stomach.
It's not for a kick. Never been for a kick.
It's in the translation as well.
So if anybody watching this has been in martial arts and has been trained, that is used to block a kick, I don't care how many katas you've done where this is the movement and they tell you you're blocking a kick, they're full of it. This is what it's used for. No.
Oh, I was about to say, I was saying, what did you want to say?
Punch.
Or French? A punch. Oh,
Yep, this is used for punches.
damn. Put my knee on that one. I didn't expect that. I guess I went too fast on that one. That totally took me by surprise. That usually doesn't happen.
No, we've actually worked with this before. He knew what to expect. So yeah, slowly. Oop. Slowly, here, down.
Which, as you can see, even if I were to go for a strike, I have no effective striking pattern, no force to go with it. I'm also exposed. Even if I try to protect my chest or stomach, he still has a good motion to strike and grapple.
Now, applying kata to this move, because it's done in kata a lot, once I get into this point, the next move is usually a step kick, which you don't have to step. It's this. You right?
Yeah, I'm good. Unless I hit the wall, you know I'm still good. Or you hit me in the elbow. Either way. I'll let you know if I'm hurt. Not let anybody watching this, even if I am hurt, doesn't matter. My pain tolerance is out. It's in the stratosphere some days. He could throw me out his window. We'll be fine. His window won't.
That almost happened last time.
Exactly. Y'all saw that if you watched the last video and you saw our ending throw, that almost ended up with me out the window. The window right here.
That window. Yeah.
That's a window, everybody. That's not something laying in front of a wall. That's a window.
So.
And this gi would not be white, it would be red. It just is as red as his.
It'd be this red.
It'd be a nice crimson color. And It'd actually be the same color as the gi.
So, other side. So, show you what it looks like on this side.
And I'm actually trying to resist because I'm in a bad position.
All I'm really doing is I'm just kind of like holding my arm in place.
And as you can see, I cannot get my arm up past his resting spot.
Effectively, all I did was I just dead weighted it.
This just shows you how effective dead weighting can be in certain scenarios, because dead weighting in a bad scenario probably ends your life or gets you really hurt more than you thought.
We can give you a bonus on that at the end. I'll show you how dead weighting and basically letting your arms hang. You can do wrist grab, and I can show.
Sometimes sensei isn't ready, and I have to remember that.
But yeah, we're gonna step back. So, we should do the whole mat.
I noticed that. If it just tells you how much force we're putting into this just by practicing, we are actually shifting the whole mat we're on.
Yeah,
With the force of him stepping back and me stepping forward.
That
That means
was-
he's going to go through the wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to plow straight through that wall.
So yeah, that's the down block, or sweeping low block. That's what that is. So you have your inside middle block, your outside middle block, or inside outside middle block, your rising block, rolling block, and your low sweeping block. And then you've got your sweeping block here.
Also notice the position his legs took when he did the actual sweep. His leg position actually ends up further apart than the normal block for punches, because when he takes for the block for the punches, if he's more compact with his leg stance, he can react better to the punch he just blocked. But when you have a kick coming, being wider, having more balance to block and grab the kick is actually proof that these are two different moves for two different applications.
So, parries are not blocks. Parries are deflections. Me, I am not a fan of blocks. Blocks are good, blocks are useful. I like parries because parries allow me to push him past me to where I want him to be. And when you get into things like Shuto uke, which ends like this.
Reminder, that means end like this, do not start like this.
Yeah, the end result is what we call Shuto uke. It's actually a parry and then a strike. So if he were to come at me, I got him here, I've got him here, and I've got him here. So the parry is part of Shuto uke. Here, I've got him open. You want to slow?
I thought you wanted me to go slow with that one.
Yeah. We're going to go slow. So here, and effectively I'm pushing him right off balance to strike him in the ribs.
And once the rib is struck, I'm going to immediately react.
And then my next move for this is that I come back and I grab his wrist and I pull across here. I'm pulling his arm across me and striking to the throat.
And also, an added bonus to this position from grabbing and parrying is that if he so chooses, he can immediately sweep behind my closest knee and throw me to the floor while my position is like this. And I'm going to slam on my spine, my tailbone, my neck, and my head.
And
if he so chooses.
We have a chair right here. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's the beheading stool.
Yes.
It's even got the curve for my head to go into.
Yep. No, we're not dropping anybody on that today.
We're not doing WWE in the house.
So a parry is anytime you deflect a block or deflect a strike. So here, and now I've got it open.
And also, when he does the parry, you'll notice that my body turns. That's because when he's moving my arm out of the way, if I don't reposition my front facing leg that goes into my punch, I'm going to either fall into him, which gives him the opportunity to grab me and pretty much throw me. But if I don't redirect my weight, I'm going to fall.
Another parry that we can do is to the inside. Oh.
Did you need the left or the right?
Come straight at me. That's what that was mine. I missed it.
And now I'm screwed.
Now I've got him open. He can still hit me, but I can still lock his hands up.
And from this position, he could headbutt me, kick me.
Back fist, knee strike.
In the groin.
Knee strike.
Face.
So the inside parry can help. I usually tell people when they're fighting to go to the outside because you've got their back to play with.
Let's open the opposite end. So.
Okay, so yeah.
And
See? I've got his back to play with. I've got him all here. I can grab his hand. I can strike here. I can strike here. I can take his knee out. I usually like to tell people they can go to the back. But say, for instance, I don't have the room to move to this side. There's a wall here, and I don't have enough space to move in. I'll have to go to the inside. Oh! Oh! He just punched my wrist.
Master Randy is like a stone man or something like that. Damn Irishman.
Yep.
Damn Irishman.
So he comes in, boom.
And now I'm
here.
And I'm pinned to a wall essentially.
So I've got him, and I actually have my foot next to his, so if I need to, I can pull that leg out. So parries are fun. I like some of my the fun parries ones because that's inside and outside. Some of the other fun ones to do are straight down.
And I have no, even if I try to ridge hand or a knife hand, he has the ability to completely block it, and it's telegraphed before I can even do it. He's going to see me wind up in that position, and he's going to be able to block it immediately.
Of course, we like to teach ridge hand a little differently.
I put it in the wrong position, didn't I? That was a
No. And I'm going to say this: a lot of martial arts schools teach ridge hand to come around.
This is wrong, and this can be effective, but it's wrong. It is not meant. This, you're going to know immediately where it's coming from and how to block it. Never do that. Please demonstrate the actual application of that
Ridge
move.
hand. It comes from here, straight out and over.
I'm good. You're supposed to hit him in the neck and the jaw.
It comes out to here. So you're hitting with the ridge of your hand, but you're coming straight out like you're going to miss them, and then you turn and hit them with your hand by shifting your hips and just letting your hand slam into the side of their head.
And the ridge hand, when you practice, your hand strength, you can actually dislocate a jaw, break out teeth, cause a rupture of the neck muscle, or there's a vein in the
You
neck,
only
right?
have to do about 125 pounds to dislocate a jaw.
That's not a lot.
125 pounds of pressure, and people like us, we play a boxing game where it actually measures your punching power, and
Through newtons, which can be changed to PSI and pounds.
we actually our punches range between 3 to 400 PSI, which is above average for most people. If you're a professional boxer, you're hitting a lot harder than that. I mean, a lot harder than that. You're talking
Basically, some nuclear gloves.
600 pounds from a professional boxer. So we're by no means professional boxers.
No.
But we can still do some damage. I mean, I've had the misfortune of actually cracking somebody's ribs. And that's because they did something stupid. They came flying at me with an elbow, and I just like this, and I just tapped the rib. I tapped the rib and like, you cracked my ribs, man.
And I myself I have a permanent split in the bridge of my nose from where I was essentially flying heel kicked in the face. Like legitimately rock lead in the face and knocked unconscious.
For his yellow belt test.
Yeah, for a yellow belt test. Look where I'm at now. After years, absolute years.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be doing this, by the way. Absolute honor.
He's been my longest student. I've had him around the only other students I've really had around long enough have been my own girls. Well, they're not around anymore, so not dead. They just don't come around. So
Yeah, we need to make that very clear.
yes, they're not nothing bad. They don't come around. So we just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, little bonus. I want you to grab my wrist. So, all right, stand feet together, just like you would, like we're working on regular wrist grabs. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to let my arms go limp. You can feel your arms dropping. You can feel his arms pulling at this. Now I'm going to just, in fact, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to explain this. I'm lifting my pelvis, letting my arms go dead weight, and then I'm just going to turn my hips.
I am legitimately trying to restrain him. I want you to see, look, I am physically trying to restrain him in this position. I have his wrists.
We can do it. I'm pulling him off his feet.
Because I'm actually trying not to lose my grip, which I'm losing grip in one hand. My best arm is actually losing grip. As you can see, A simple change of momentum and weight distribution causes my grip to be null and void. Absolutely useless.
This is similar to our last one where we did grabs on the wrist and I would pull down. It's the same principle. I just basically let my arm go limp and I pull him wherever I want. So
If I really want to keep hold, I'm just going to follow him.
say like I got him here, let my arm go limp.
I'll be honest with everybody, I hate when he does that because it screws with my head a lot. That he can get out of my wrist lock with little to no effort.
Or even if I wanted to, got him here, all I'm doing is all I do is shift my hips.
And I'm already losing my, oh God, I'm already losing my grip. Not like it matters anymore.
This actually goes onto a deeper thing, and that's something I'm working with. I'm working on with him to perfect it, and that's actually being able to pull him off his feet just by shifting. Just by shifting here, allow my arms to go limp, and then just.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this a little bit longer because I've got my balance. Unless you just want to. Okay, not fair. I bet you should be able to throw me sideways.
That's the intent. Eventually, just if you just.
And see, I lose grip. He's doing almost nothing. You can't really see the explanation because it's so subtle. It's absolute. No one's going to know what you're doing until you have already lost your grip and he's pummeled the crap out of you.
Here's the secret. You want to know the secret to martial arts? It's effortless movement.
What he just said.
You see too many people. They want to put in a lot of when it's much more easier just and essentially all I'm doing is I'm bringing my wrist up slowly, boom, and I'm just moving him by moving my hips.
A lot of what he's trying to say is like most of those people that put that extra into it. That is for show. That is not how you should be fighting or defending yourself. Effortless movement is where you are in your center. You have your balance. You know what might be coming. Even if you don't, you're still able to react in a less energy-consuming method.
If you use too much strength or force or power when you're fighting, you're gonna wear yourself out. So, like we do punches. He can punch. My punch is actually quick and fast. I didn't hit him in full force because that would hurt the ribs.
Yeah, I don't need to go to the hospital this
Yeah, I
time.
don't want you to go to the hospital.
I don't need to go to the hospital. And your first aid kit doesn't have anything to fix broken bones.
No.
Or does it?
No. Nope.
It might. You never know.
So, like when he punched, boom.
Ooh. I'm good. Oh, you hit right in the spot. You hit right in the sweet spot. It felt like someone just hit me with like a glass bottle.
That punch didn't look like it was very hard. It was harder than it looked because what I did was I shifted my hips just a little bit
And he hit me in the bone, ladies and gentlemen.
and allowed that fist to pop out and hit quickly and pull back. We'll break that down in another video called based on the 710 punch.
Okay.
That's what the 710 punch is.
Please, God, no. Don't ever do that full force to me. I like my rib cage being in one piece.
Yeah, no.
Even with all the cracks it's got now, I don't need a bigger crack in my rib cage.
Nope. No, we're not going to try to break ribs.
You break my ribs, I break your window.
No. Yeah, the punch is fast, quick, and it's designed for stuff like that. It creates a big vacuum, boom, just like that. So those punches, and we'll have to do another video breaking down the anatomy of a punch and how to be able to develop a lot of power in a punch. Because even at that range, I can hit him hard enough to where it was like, bam, send him to the hospital. And all I did was I brought him this way, and then I shifted my hips back and brought the fist out.
And notice that he is not exerting any motion to go into his position. I'm actually running into him with my punch. And because he is shifted, he's using the momentum I've generated going forward to absolutely stop me. He is actually using momentum that I'm using to go at him, back at me. And frankly, Jesus. Note to self, don't run into you when you're not moving.
Yeah,
I might as well have just fallen off a cliff.
he's right. Basically, all I did when exerting the punches, when he punched, I let him step in there, and I just extended my fist as he walked forward, right into that, and that allowed me to hit him hard. But then as he was running into it, I shifted the hips, and that breaks the ribs. And then they cough up blood.
Yep. No need to hit somebody in the throat for that.
No, that's enough damage right there to actually accomplish the goal of what you want, or either take the person off really bad, which is the one that you want out of any fight is to make them stop fighting. Boom, boom.
And also, if I go through the punch too far or he deflects completely behind me, that punch can also be redirected at my kidneys, at my upper and lower spine, as well as the back of my neck, which, you could, with enough force, just sever that completely.
Or I can do this. You ready for it? Boom.
Oh, God. Okay. Thank God you didn't bring me to the floor. You had me in the right spot. Holy God. I'm not afraid of what he's going to do, but I am afraid.
Chokeholds.
Yeah. I have a history with chokeholds. So, I know I'm safe, but I know I'm not safe at the same time.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to bring it to the point to where I cut off your circulation or your airway.
Wouldn't be the first time it's happened to me. Not you. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Word to the wise, do not practice that one. I can, not from this video, I'm not going to break that down. Please don't do that one. Chokeholds are dangerous. If done improperly, you can collapse the airway and the person will die. That is a very serious business. Number two is how you position your hand behind the head. If you position your hand in the wrong position, you can snap the person's neck and they'll die. Chokeholds are not a joke. They're not a game. Don't play with them unless you're under the supervision of someone who's doing this.
And even then, safety needs to be taken, even with a professional in the room, with other professionals. It needs to be safe from beginning to end because it is dangerous. As effective as they are dangerous for both parties.
Always train in these things with a proper instructor, someone in jiu-jitsu or judo, karate classes. Taekwondo doesn't do too many chokeholds.
No, it's mostly
When I
attacks.
say karate class, I'm talking like Shotokan or Wadaru or Kyokushin, traditional karate classes who will teach how to do those chokeholds. Not slamming the ones that are more geared towards sports, but they don't focus really on doing the chokeholds the way they're supposed to be done, unless that instructor has managed to train in multiple martial arts and includes in his curriculum as something that's real. But yeah, the chokehold done improperly, done properly, you're not you won't cut the person's airway off, you'll cut their circulation off as you extend backwards.
And also, if anyone didn't see that, the minute he grabs my neck, that force alone, if he went full force, that alone could probably dislodge and pop my neck either out of place or just break my neck completely. That opening grab or rope around from my neck and head, that could end somebody immediately, and it's very dangerous. It's excessively dangerous.
Because you're clucking their head to the side.
Any jerk to the neck can cause paralysis, can be fatal. The human neck is not supposed to snap one direction that quickly. It is not good for the human body.
Self-defense situation, I would never advise anybody to do a chokehold in a self-defense situation. One reason is if you're in some like local bar fight or whatever, and you do that to somebody, what's going to stop their four buddies from hitting you from behind? One. Two, you open yourself up for a whole slew of lawsuits. Self-defense or not, when you get someone into a chokehold, it's no longer self-defense. You've got the position, that person in a control position. Leave moves like that for law enforcement, because they're the ones that need to control an individual. You want to control an individual, don't use their neck, use their arm, use their leg. You get them on the ground and you place your knee on their back, not their neck. Try to do whatever you can to keep your hands away from their neck. And we stress this a lot, that about the only time you should ever get to a point where it's a life, your life or their life, make it their life, is when they've given you no options. Like we say, the school's name is Tree of Life. We value life, but when it comes to you or them, make it them. But it's always your last option.
Like your main option, if you have to use something like this, your goal is to subdue and halt, not control. If they are continuing to, subduing in the sense that a subdue is keeping them from causing harm to you or anybody else. If you're going to completely control, that is not your job. That is when, if you have them subdued and they cannot move or hurt you or anybody else, you need someone to call the police. Then they will come in, take over what you've done, and if they continue to fight, then they will apply a chokehold. They will apply an arm bar. An arm bar, despite being a common move, if an arm bar is applied too harshly, the elbow, the wrist, and the entirety of the arm can become completely broken and severed and causes permanent damage.
That we teach to do arm bars, but I'm going to be honest, once we get into this position, it's usually the hand that holds it here, because I can control him with the pressure.
If I resist, I'm only doing myself harm.
If I bring this in on him, that's going to snap his elbow. You don't want that. So these are just like don't do moves sometimes. So chokeholds, arm bars like that, those are control situations that are left up for police officers. I can control him by controlling his shoulder. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
You know, so you control by using the shoulder, locking the joints, things like that nature, but don't try to lock it too much. Hold on. I had an instructor get on to me for this. I want to show you the move anyway.
Oh, that one? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where it's,
I'm just going to make myself ready for this. Hang on. Oh.
grab.
To be fair, no matter if he did that on my bad arm or my good arm, it was still going to be uncomfortable.
That move.
Ooh. Yeah. All the snappy bits.
He grabs. I take his wrist and I put it into this position here. And I've got his wrist, it's already locked here. I come around, I've got his arm locked, I've got it on at the elbow, shoulder, and break. It breaks the arm 3 times. Don't do that. Okay. I was like, what is that thing on the side? Control, stop and pause.
Oh.
Ah. Okay. So, I think that's what we got for tonight.
Should be. We actually covered some more stuff.
Yep.
We actually have gone over a lesson plan for this video.
We were going to just do blocks and parries, but yeah, I got some bonus material out of it. Good.
Your safety is our concern.
Yes, please remember, if you're going to try these, if you do any of these moves with a partner, make sure that if your kids have an adult present, if you're 2 adults, take it slowly. You can seriously injure people by doing this. I'm saying this for your own good and to cover our butt, that we do not recommend that you use these moves on anybody. And if you do, we want you to understand that can put you into a whole legal lawsuit. So moves like the chokeholds and doing arm bars a certain way, when we say don't do it, don't do it.
Please don't do it.
Because broken bones and things, when it's not needed, is not self-defense, that's malice.
Exactly.
So don't do things in malice. If you're going to control a situation, try to do it as gently as possible. And the purpose of us showing you these techniques is to show you effortless movement.
An application of different move sets that might be good for you and might not be good for you, depending on how your body functions, your height, your weight, and so forth.
Yes, because like I said, my kicks don't kick it very high, so he can tell you when I go for kicks, I'm gonna go in there. They're gonna be low, they're gonna be for the inside thigh, they're gonna be for the knee, they're gonna be actually for the rib cage.
And what he knows well as I do is that when he kicks me in the leg, which makes me go down, I'm only opened up for him to use more kicks in more vital areas.
And that's why I kick the legs.
You literally kick us down.
Yep.
You kick your opponent down to your level.
If you'd like to learn a lot about low leg kicks, look into Kyokushin and look into Kempo. Both of them love low leg kicks. Kempo doesn't love the inside kick. They love these kicks to the back of the leg.
I'm good. Note that kick is effective.
And that
At,
was light.
at disabling a human being, that kick is excessively effective.
That was done lightly. I didn't even full
I'm glad, because it would have gone completely through your desk or your table.
Yeah, I tapped his leg. Pop. And that catches the outside of that muscle, which drops him down. So yeah, there's some more bonus material for you.
And also, if you're going to practice this, if you're two consenting adults, understand accidents will happen, injuries will happen. Always take safety precautions. Do not just do it willy-nilly. You need to be calm, relaxed, and able to focus and be calm.
And if you're practicing this on somebody, listen to your partner. If they're telling you something hurts, stop. If you are the partner that they're doing it on and something hurts, tell them stop. Do it slowly, and when you start to feel pain, not after it's hurt for a bit, you start to feel pain, tell them stop. Because by the time you say stop and you felt pain for a while, the next thing you're going to feel is break. Don't let it come to that. So, there's our words of advice. That's the video for this week. Maybe next week we'll do another one on, we'll break down Pinan Shodan.
Sounds good.
And we'll show you the application of some of the moves in those katas. And this has been pieced together not only from my understanding, but some understanding that I've gotten from other instructors. Because, be honest, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. So whatever I'm teaching you is whatever they presented to me. It's not all just me, it's everybody underneath me. So, thank y'all for watching.
Have a good night.